Drugs?
No. I don't use them.
What? No, I was talking to the drugs. Oh, you sweet, sweet venom. Give me the strength to crush the bat.
Welcome back to another episode of Batman the Animated Recap. Last time, we took a little break from Batman the Animated Series to review the animated movies Batman the Long Halloween Parts 1 and 2. This time, we are back to the animated series, recapping what can only be described as the anti-drug storyline, Season 1, Episode 12 of Batman the Animated Series, It's Never Too Late. We open on some kids playing in the street outside the mansion of crime boss Arnold Stromwell. Inside, we see the mob leader watching a news report discussing the war between his faction and Rupert Thorne's gang. It's also revealed that Stromwell's son has gone missing, and Arnold believes Thorne to be responsible.
Using someone's family to exploit them? Quite disgusting, Thorne.
What? You use families against people all the time.
Oh yeah! I mean, well played, Thorne!
Stromwell sets a meeting with Thorne in an attempt to end the war and get his son back. We cut to Pete's restaurant where Thorne is meeting with his fellow mobsters, but before they can talk business, he has a drunk or a bum customer escorted outside. And even before this customer speaks or plants a listening device, it's pretty obvious that it's Bruce in disguise. Once they're alone, Thorne and his cronies plan the demise of Stromwell at the meeting. We cut to the Batmobile where Bruce is listening to the plan.
After Pete leaves, the lights go out. We have to the count of 5 to get clear.
What the hell kind of sorcery was holding that beard on? I've used fake beards, and you're either dealing with an elastic band, which there wasn't here, or adhesive, which takes a hell of a lot more than a light tug to remove. Not to mention your face would be covered in glue after, not smooth as a baby's bottom. Also, where is the Batmobile parked that he got to it in his restaurant patron attire in broad daylight and didn't miss any of Thorne's discussion? Somebody would have seen Beardy McBeardface get into the Batmobile and think to themselves, that's odd. Also, we've seen Bruce use undercover cars in other episodes, so what is going on here?
You know this is a kid's cartoon, right? Is everything all right at home? Do you want to talk about it?
I'm fine. And trust me, talking about any issues I might have with you is the definition of insanity.
I can't believe you, Crane. Are you just going to stand there and take that kind of slander?
Of course not. Looks like someone needs to be taught some manners.
Not this time, Professor.
Curses!
Nice mask!
On the way to the meeting, Stromwell has a flashback to his childhood when they get stopped at a railroad crossing. A young Arnie and a boy named Mike walk along the railroad tracks. Arnie tells Mike that he better not squeal, and Mike tells Arnie to just stop stealing stuff. When a train suddenly approaches, Arnie gets his foot caught in the railroad tracks. He manages to free himself at the last minute, only to find out that he's rather unlucky.
So does he just have that memory and wet his pants anytime a train passes by?
It's possible. Such is the nature of fear. Oh, you can take the mask off now. The gas is dissipated and you look ridiculous.
All right, fine. But you better not try anything funny. We cut to Batman lurking on a church rooftop. Inside, Batman speaks to a priest and says that someone is going to need him. The someone in question is Arnold. The priest seems hesitant, citing that he wishes he could give up on Arnold, prompting Batman to say,
I don't believe you'd give up on anyone, Father.
We then cut back to Pete's restaurant where Thorne insists on speaking to Stromwell alone. All their goons head outside, and Stromwell must have been listening to Olivia Newton-John earlier because he gets physical.
All right.
Thorne swears that he would never go after a person's family.
I take back every nice thing I said about you, Thorne.
Thorne convinces Stromwell to calm down and then just as quickly reveals the double cross, locking Stromwell inside the building as he makes a hasty escape. Batman appears inside the building, getting Stromwell out just before it explodes.
It's about time. We're almost 9 minutes into this thing and all we've had is talking. We're running way behind on explosions and gunfights.
Arnold wakes up on a nearby rooftop and says,
No, what? Where am I? I'm alive.
That checks out. If I woke up surrounded by flames and confronted by the visage of the Dark Knight, I'd also assume I died and went to hell.
Why, yes, the imagery of the bat against the flames could easily play upon one's sneak attack.
So predictable.
I'm really beginning to dislike you.
Stromwell asks Batman what he's doing, and Batman says saving his hide. We then cut to a stoner? Question mark? Who says,
Whoa, heavy barbecue action, man.
Batman does some amazing acrobatics while carrying a fully grown man in his arms to escape the scene. In the street below, the stoner reports to Gordon that he saw Batman carry someone off into the night. This news makes it back to Thorne, who orders the following.
Get everyone on the street. Check the train yards. Find Stromwell and the Batman and get rid of him.
Why would Thorne want them to search the train yards? The only relevance trains have had in this story so far have been in Stromwell's boyhood nightmare.
Maybe Thorne's a train enthusiast. I mean, more often than not, he is steaming. he's steaming. Hilarious.
Batman tells Stromwell that he wants information on the gangs and takes the man to the neighborhood where he started his criminal ways selling drugs. Stromwell, of course, makes excuses for his actions, stating that he never twisted anyone's arm to take them, which causes Batman to grab him like an angry parent disciplining a misbehaving child and walk him over to a building called the Sunrise Foundation. Turns out to be a drug rehab center, and when Stromwell refuses to go in, Batman gets a bit more persuasive.
So what could it hurt?
Leave it to old Batsy to convince someone through a strong fisting. What? You can't say it like that. Sorry. Leave it to Batsy to convince someone through a firm fisting.
Better.
Thank you.
Stromwell finds his son recovering in the rehab center with his estranged wife, Connie, watching over him. Stromwell is outraged and says,
I'll find the guy who got him hooked.
Just look in the mirror. It was your drugs and your people who sell them.
Huh. Why does that feel so familiar?
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Oh yeah, the whole episode is a drug PSA.
That's right, everyone. Do more drugs.
That is not the message.
We must be watching different episodes then.
Stromwell agrees to give Batman the information he wants about the gangs, but when they get to Stromwell's office, this happens.
These are dummy books. Yeah, and you're the dummy.
Why would you ever turn your back on a known criminal like that? Surely Batman knows better.
Well, clearly he doesn't. And don't call me Shirley.
Thorne and his men arrive, shooting tear gas into the office. Some goons head in to take out Stromwell and Batman, but Batman easily dispatches them. Stromwell then escapes into the train yards. His office is at the train yards. It all makes sense now.
Did you really think the writers of this show would overlook something like that? For shame!
You're right. I lost faith. You know what? Go ahead. Gas me. Come on. Gas me. I deserve it. I won't try to stop you.
But you've taken all the fun out of it.
Yes, he's quite good at that.
While in the train yard, Batman takes on Thorne's goons while Stromwell runs into the priest from earlier. The priest tells him that it's time to come home and that he can't run anymore. A nearby train causes Stromwell to start having his flashback again, and we get the reveal that when the second train showed up, Mike seemingly pushed Arnie out of the way, getting hit by the train himself. Back in the present, it's revealed that the priest is Mike and lost his leg from the incident. Mike also reveals something else by saying,
Come on, Arnie. Do the right thing. For yourself. For your son. For me, your little brother.
Your little brother? Why does he look old enough to be your dad?
Hey! You can't just go around shaming someone because they have bad genetics. You show that younger dad bro some respect. Yeah. Can it, Baldy? Sorry?
Thorne gets ready to shoot Arnold and Michael, which I thought even gangsters found shooting a priest taboo, but Thorne seems to be at peace with it, revealing what a real monster he actually is. Batman intervenes using a move that I'm pretty sure would have concaved Thorne's upper chest, killing him instantly. Batman flees into the night when he hears the sound of sirens approaching. As the police arrive to find the brothers Stromwell near an unconscious Thorne, Arnold tells Gordon that he has a statement that he wants to make.
Normally I'd say snitches get stitches, but since Thorne is a morally bankrupt psychopath with rage control issues... Wait, what am I saying? Thorne sounds terrific! Someone whack this Stromwell rat!
The episode ends with Batman looking off towards the church as if to say, have a little faith.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I think I just threw up in my mask a little bit, that's all. Carry on.
For being an episode that doesn't feature any of Batman's normal rogues gallery, it tells a pretty good story about redemption. I mean, it doesn't sound like Stromwell's turn at the end makes up for his lifetime of crime, but the story at least masks the otherwise drugged PSA air about the episode. It also features Batman thinking more like a cop, getting one criminal to turn on another to take down a much bigger problem. It was a nice change of pace. What did you think, Professor?
I enjoy any episode that deals with people experiencing fear. If only I could get my toxin into Thorn. Oh, what fun we could have. Anyway, to be honest, I'm over these gangster storylines, and, well, Stromwell was a rather unsympathetic character that I would have liked to have seen hit by a train in the end. But overall, it was a decent affair. 3.75 out of 5 bums getting into the Batmobile. Join us next time when we'll be covering an episode that is often cited as one of the worst in the series.
Oh, come on. It can't be that bad. Which episode is it?
Let's see, what is it? Oh yeah, I've got Batman in my basement.
No!
Till next time, I guess.
Look, all I'm saying is that Pete's Restaurant is a terrible name for a mob hangout.
Well, what would you call it?
Pietro's.
But that's just Italian for Pete.
And yet it has what we Americans call a certain je ne sais quoi.
Ugh, that's French.
Oh, just let it go. You'll never win.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't let all this fear gas make you afraid to give it a like and a share. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified when more Batman the Animated Recap episodes go up. And we've got some other cool shows on the channel, so stick around. You might find something else that you like.